Hello and welcome to the Easter Monday edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I am really excited about having a go at these puzzles today. The puzzle on the screen is the first puzzle, which is called Small Differences Count in a series. I've got to show you this. Snack Box by Marty Sears. This is what we're going to be having a go at, and apparently there are 16 of these snacky little puzzles. And I think they are snacks in the sense that it's only got 2 out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters. You can see there a 98% approval rating. But this sounds just absolutely wonderful, doesn't it? Although I suddenly realised when I turned on the webcam, it's 4 o'clock here, 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in the UK. With it being Easter, it's been a busy time, and I realised even if each one of these puzzles takes me only 5 minutes, I'm still going to be consuming 80 minutes of time to make this video, and that's assuming I don't get stuck on any of the puzzles, which of course I might do. So anyway, this might be a long video. I apologise if it is, but it does sound like brilliant fun. Marty's puzzles are always great, and in this video I'm hoping you're going to get 16 of them. Anyway, we'll start and I'll read the rules of this first one in a moment or two's time. Let me just have a quick think about stuff I should mention. I've got a couple of birthdays to do. Over on Patreon, the closing date for our monthly competition, which was our April Fool themed hunt to win Emily Williams' cushion cover. Here's the cushion cover. Let me just show you a better picture. There we go. Look at this. This is what it was all about. The closing date has passed. It was yesterday. And we should just see what the final tally was. So we were at 582 the last time I refreshed it. 668. I'm glad it crept over 666. It's just phenomenal. Very well done to every single person who managed to solve all 10 puzzles. That is a phenomenal effort. And the solution videos are going to be coming out in the coming days. I think there are going to be 2 out today indeed. So if you did get stuck, check out those, and we hope that you enjoy them. Also over on Patreon actually is my solve of Friday's cryptic crossword in the Times by John Henderson. So Mark very kindly stepped into the breach on Friday morning, because I was otherwise engaged, but I did record myself. It is up there on Patreon now, so, and some of you seem to have enjoyed that, so that's there as well for anyone interested. And I was hoping to release my solve with Dominic, who won last month's competition, on the channel today, but with it being the holidays, Dominic hasn't sent me the thumbnail I need yet, so it should be soon. It should be soon for that video. That's an absolutely brilliant puzzle we tackle as well. Fault Lines by 789. So do look out for that. Let's do the birthdays. Brandon. Have you turned 29 and holding today, Brandon? Or have you really turned 36? I know it's your birthday because your wife Pamela wrote to us. I think you're over there in Ohio. And when you're not watching chess videos, you watch Cracking the Cryptic videos. That's very kind of you. Pamela described you as a wonderful person, an amazing father, an amazing husband. Which must be nice to hear on any day, but especially on your birthday. And I was tickled pink to hear that your 2 daughters call me Uncle Simon and Mark Uncle Mark. That's great. Anyway, Brandon, I hope you have a brilliant birthday today with, of course, a large slice of heavily iced chocolate cake. And Lauren, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your boyfriend Matt wrote to us describing you as the sweetest girl he's ever known, and the 2 of you watch every night. So thank you both for doing that, and Lauren, I hope you have a great birthday with chocolate cake, of course. I think that's all the news. I really should get on with solving, shouldn't I? Let's have a look at puzzle 1. Small Differences Count by Marty Sears. The rules are as follows. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. The difference between a pair of adjacent digits along a coloured line equals the number of adjacent pairs along that line that have that difference. I have no idea what that means. We'll think about that as a collection of seemingly unrelated words in a moment. The black dot sits between two digits with a 1-to-2 ratio. That I do that I do understand, but I'm suddenly realizing because this is a tiny puzzle. Yeah, so the normal 4x4 Sudoku rules, we should perhaps just visit that for a moment. That means we literally put the digits 1, 2, 3 and 4 into every row, column and sort of 2x2 box. So a lot of the normal black dot relationships, which would include, for example, 3, 6 and 4, 8, can't exist in this puzzle. So this, I think, will either be 1, 2 or 2, 4. Right, let's go back to this line before we get cracking. Just make sure we understand it. The difference between a pair of adjacent digits, let's say 1 and 3 were adjacent on the line. That equals the number of adjacent pairs along that line that have that difference. Right, so if 1 and 3 were adjacent along the line, they have a difference of 2, and there would therefore be 2 pairs of adjacent digits along the whole line that had a difference of 2. That's extremely complicated. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm going to just notate this for a start. This has got to have a 2 on it, doesn't it? Because it's either a 1-2 pair or a 2-4 pair. So there is definitely a 2 on this funny line here. Now, how many differences has this got on it? 1, the difference between a pair of adjacent digits. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 pairs of digits. Right. So what? Right. So there is a trick to this line, because we're told. Let's think about all the possible differences we could construct in a Sudoku with the digits 1 to 4. We could have a 1-4 pair somewhere on this line. That has a difference of 3. So there would be 3 pairs on the line that have a difference of 3. Now we can construct differences of 2 and 1 as well, couldn't we? And that would be 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6, and that's how many differences there are on the line. So if you did have a situation where, let me think about this. If you did have a situation where the difference was 0 along the line, no, okay, then there would be 0 adjacent, there would be 0 examples of what you put on the line. That is paradoxical. Right, okay, so we are looking at, well, we're looking at loads of 1s and 4s on this line, aren't we? Because I've got to have 3 instances of 1-4 differences. So I could put 1 in there. I could have 1 here, I could have 1 here, I could have 1 here. Could I have another one there if I did all of that? No. Okay, right. Look at those cells as a sort of collective. This is important. I don't think you can have more than 1-1-4 pair in those 5 cells. And that is because if I tried to make that a 1-4 pair, I clearly can't have a 1-4 pair here or here now, because this cell couldn't exist. And I can't have a 1-4 pair there, because then this cell couldn't exist. So this can't be a 1-4 pair. Now obviously if this is neither 1 nor 4, then I could have a 1-4 pair here or something like that. But that's only 1-1-4 pair. So these 5 digits contain 1-1-4 pair, but I need 3 1-4 pairs along the line. So I must have a 1-4 pair here, and this actually must be a 1-4 pair as well, because that must be a second 1-4 pair. Right, that's a 3. There we go. That's how we get started. No, bobbins. Okay, so there is a 3 down here, so this is not a 1-4 pair, this is not a 1-4 pair. But could you have a 1-4 pair vertically? I have a horrible feeling it's meant to be totally obvious to man and beast that that is a 1-4 pair, and I'm not sure I actually understand that. Okay, hang on. This is a 2-3 pair, so that is not a 2. So that is a 2. Right. Has that taken us forward? How do these little tiny lines work? There's loads of little tiny lines. So, okay, so they've got to have a difference of 1. Because there is only one adjacent pair. Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. Oh, this is quite clever. Okay, so if we look at this, it's like a sequence of white Kropki dots, if you want to think of it that way. There must be a white Kropki dot here, because these must be consecutive and have a difference of 1. And these must have a white Kropki dot. Now, what that means is that that sequence there is going to be continuous. So if this was a 3, what we can't do is go 3, 4 and back to 3 again, because the 3s would clash. If this is a 3, we have to go 2, 1. And if similarly, if that's a 2, we can't go 1, 2, or if this is a 2, we can't go 3, 2. We're going to have to go 2, 3, 4. So 3 is going to go to, there's definitely a 2 in, yes, this is a 2-3 pair, and this is a 1-4 pair, because we're either going 3, 2, 1 or 2, 3, 4. So these squares are now a 2, 3. Aha! Oh no, okay, that's not a 1. I was thinking that was a 1-4 pair, but it's not, because they are not adjacent on the line. Right, so I have got 3 1-4s now. I've got a 1-4 here, a 1-4 there, and a 1-4 there. And presumably this somehow resolves. Oh, I know what it's going to be. Sorry. It's going to be the fact that you can only have... I've been focusing exclusively to the avoidance of everything else at the fact that there has to be 3 differences of 3 on the line. But there also has to be 1 difference of 1, which is there, look. Oh no, hang on, look. Oh, sorry, it's Sudoku as well. Well, that's useful. Oh, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. This can't be a 4. Because if that's a 4, 3 and 4 being adjacent would be a second difference of 1 on the line. So that must be 1, that must be 4, that must be 1, that must be 4. That must be 4, because we need a difference of 3. So that all fixes this. That's brilliant. That is just a beautiful puzzle. That was not easy, though. That wasn't easy. I dispute it was easy. 550 people, nearly as many as completed our Patreon reward, have done that puzzle. That was beautiful. Here's snack 2. Okay, here we go. Let's get cracking. What have we got here? We have got mini regionabna, normal 4x4 Sudoku. Box borders divide the gold line into segments. None of these segments have totals that are the same or consecutive, e.g. if one segment sums to 6, then no other segments may sum to 5, 6 or 7. So it's the segments that we're looking at. So let's label the segments. Divide the, yeah. So we've got a segment there, a segment here, a 1-cell segment there, a 2-cell segment there, and then a 3-cell segment there. So the maximum size of a segment. Yeah, that's beautiful. I understand this one. I understand this one more than the last one. So what's going on here? is the maximum size of a 3-cell segment in a 4x4 Sudoku would be if we populated it with 4, 3 and 2 for a total of 9. Now if we did that, how could we construct 5 different segments? Bearing in mind that each segment cannot be consecutive with any other or the same as any other. Well, if we did manage to create a segment of 9, you could have a 9, a 7, a 5, a 3 and a 1. That's what it must be, because there can't be any 10 segments on this line. So we can't be looking at 10, 8, and there's no degrees of freedom. You can't construct a segment with 0 on it. So which segment has a 1 is the 1 segment. That is the segment. This actually could be one of the most instructive sort of Sudoku videos we've ever done, because if Marty's done all different rules for 16 puzzles, that is a lot of different puzzles. Well, this must be the 7, because it can't add up to 9, and it's 3 different digits. So it can't add up to 5, because you can't make 3 different digits add up to 5. So that's a 3. And these other segments, one of them adds up to 3. Well, which one's that? It's not this one. That can't be a 1-2 pair. So that's a 1-2 pair. This adds up to 5 and must be a 2-3. It's really okay. This is going to feel a bit snacky once we've understood the ideas. 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. That's 3 in the corner again. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That was lovely. Absolutely lovely. Right, let's move on. Let's go to... oh, hang on. How do I do this? I've got to click the snack 3 button. Okay, so this one's got long rules, actually. Normal 4x4 Sudoku. Each spot along the edge thermo has a value found by performing a calculation using the 2 digits it sits between. Right, so spot rules. Sum plus spots. The value of a spot with a plus sign equals the sum of the 2 digits it sits between. Difference spots. The value of a spot with a minus sign equals the larger digit minus the smaller digit. Okay. Product spots. The value of a spot with a multiplication sign equals the product of the 2 digits. Some spot symbols have fallen off. For these, it must be deduced which of the 3 symbols applies. Right, so there's no dividing in this puzzle, apparently. Spot values along the edge thermo strictly increase as you move away from the end with the bulb, the large spot. Yeah. So it's like a thermo. So the value of those... you add those, or no, you don't necessarily add them. In fact, you probably don't. But you do something with those 2, and then they have to be lower than whatever you do with those 2, which in turn will be lower than whatever you do with those 2, etc. Good grief. Right, okay. So what's the minimum value you can have here? Can you have 0? Oh, no, you can't have 0. I was going to say you could have 0, but obviously to construct 0 with pluses, multiplications and minuses, I can't make both those digits the same. I could make this 1 if these were consecutive and it had a minus between them. So that's 1. That's at least 2. Yeah. So this... No. Yeah, so that must be a 1-4 pair, mustn't it? Because if it cannot be... According to my logic, anyway, I don't think I can make that less than 1. Oh, can I have negative? Ah, I didn't think of that. Oh, sorry. I was saying, what if I had 1 minus 4? Was that allowable? No. Okay, larger digit minus the smaller digit. So we're all right. We are always dealing with positive values. So So, okay, so if that was 1, that's at least 2, that's at least 3. You can't make a difference of using a minus sign that is any greater than 3. So this is a 1-4 pair. These multiply to give 2. So this is not a 3. This must be a 2. This must be a 1. This is a 4. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. We don't know what that is. It could be 4 and 3 or 2 and 1. Okay, but this is at least 4. That's at least 5. That's at least 6. Okay, this one is at least 7, so it must be 7 because it can't be double 4. So that's 3, 4. That's 2. That's 3. That's 1. That's 4, and that's working there. Okay, so this is 1, 2. This is 3, 4. This is 1, 2, and now oh, I see. I can multiply. I was thinking I can't beat that. I can't beat the 7, but I could if I use multiply here. That would give me 12. So how does this deadly pattern resolve? Oh, I see. The deadly pattern is going to resolve because if that's 7... Oh, hang on. Oh, no. I'm not actually sure. If that's 7, that can't be multiply because it... Oh, no, it could be 6. No, but then that would have no value. So that's 7. So this can't be 6. If this was multiply, it would be at least 6. So it must be plus, and it must create a gap between 7 and whatever it is. So that's 3, that's 4, that's 4, that's 3. And that has a value of 5. Oh, I see. And that's beautiful. Now, if this is a 2 and this is a multiply, we can get to 6, which is between 5 and 7. And that's going to help us. So 2, 2, 1, 1. And that's how to do that one. Very beautiful indeed. Let's try the next one. Downtown. Let's have a look at, oh, very colourful. Very colourful. The height of a purple building equals the sum of its digits. Okay. So it's skyscrapers or something. The digit on an arrow indicates how many buildings can be seen in the indicated direction. If a building further from the arrow is shorter than or the same height as a nearer building, then it cannot be seen, so it is not counted. Yeah, so we're playing skyscrapers, but with sort of internal skyscrapers, I think. Now, okay, so this must be a 1 or a 2 because it's only looking at 2 skyscrapers. That must be a 1 or a 2. That could be a 3. That's a 1 or a 2. So this is a 3 or a 4. That's a 3 or a 4. And what on earth do we do now? So if that was 2, that would be 3, and that would be 4. And if this is 1, that would be 4, and that would be 3. And then that would be 2. If this can't be 1. I don't think. The way I'm saying that is, if this is 1, the minimum size I can put in there would be a 2 and a 3, which makes 5, which is always going to be... Oh, that's correct. Yeah, sorry, that's right. I'm wrong then. Oh, what about if that's 2? If that's 2, that's 1, that's 4, that's 3. Okay, I'm going to... So my initial logic was totally bogus, but my subsequent logic is okay, I think. If this was 2, now I have a problem. Because if this is 2, this is 1, which makes this 4 and this 3. Now if this is 3, remember this is 2, this is a 1, 4 pair adding to 5. Now that's going to beat this sum, whatever it, even if that's a 4, which is the biggest it could be. 5 beats 4, so this should be a 1, not a 2. So this is always 1. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Now this is a 2, 3 pair. Now it works, but it unfortunately puts no pressure on this digit. It doesn't matter what it is now. But, okay, 1 is in one of those squares. That feels weird. If this isn't seen by this... If this skyscraper is not seen by this clue, then how could... So imagine this wasn't here. Both of these numbers would be the same, because whatever that adds up to will either be bigger or smaller than that. So these would either be 2 or 1, but they would be the same. So that is seen. Oh, it's always seen. Oh, hang on. Oh, I'm getting myself in a pickle. Okay. Yeah, it's true to say that's always. This one is always seen by this one, because it can't be a 0, can it? Does there... How could you... Okay, let me think about this. How could you create a 1, 3 here? A difference of 2 skyscrapers between what this sees and what this sees. The only way of doing that would be if this was the 1 and this was the 3. Which is a paradox, because for that to be a 1, this one is bigger than this one, and then that can't be a 3, because this one is still bigger than this one in this direction, so this one at the back is never seen. So the difference between these is 1, and therefore there's an even digit on this combination, which must be 2, and that does the 2, the 3. This one's harder. This one's definitely harder, at least for me. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I'm going to actually fully pencil mark this. I need to think about it. So there's definitely a 2 here. There's definitely a 3 up here. So the minimum value of this one is 4, but the maximum value is 7. But if this was 1, 4, it can't be 1, 4. It's got 2 on it. No, if that's 2, 4, this is 1, 3. What's the right way to think about this? If that's a 2, we're saying this one is smaller than this one, which means this doesn't have 4 in it. So this one has 4 in it. And this would be 7, and this would be 3, and then this should be 1. But that's impossible because this and this will be seen. So that doesn't work. So this is 1 in the corner. This is 2. This is 2 by Sudoku. I'm actually not sure this is finished yet, you know. I am not sure this is finished because we've still got a little bit more thinking to do to resolve how this works now. This is definitely seen, obviously, but I have now understood that. Right, if this was a 1, this would also be seen. So that is 4. That's 4, that's 1, that's 3, that's 4, that's 3, that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Let's check this works. It does work because this back one's become tiny. So it goes 3, 6, which is correct, and 6, 4, which is correct. Wow, that was much harder. That was much harder. Downtown by Marty Sears. Just, oh, it's fog. The only killer. Oh, that's exciting. Right, hang on. What's this? What's the rules of this? Normal 4x4. Enter correct digits to clear the fog. No guessing is necessary. The clue in the leftmost cell of the topmost row of the yellow cage indicates the total of the digits in the cage. Okay, that's a big number. Digits may repeat in the cage. That's good because it's a 1 to 4 Sudoku. In fact, any digit in the cage indicates how many times that digit appears in that cage. So this is the sum of squares, is what that tells us. Because if 4 is in the cage, then 4 4s are in the cage. So, right, so it's got, yes, that's lovely. That's absolutely lovely. So it's got 4 4s, 16, 3 3s, 9, 2 2s, 4, and a 1. That's 30. So it's got, right. This is very beautiful. So okay, it's got 4 4s in it, but we know this is the top leftmost cell of the cage. So these are uncaged, and that's uncaged because of the grid furniture. So the 4, which must be caged in row 1, is there. That must be true. Now, there must be a caged 4 in row 2. Well, it's not there, so it must be there. There must be a this is so lovely. There must be a caged 4 in row 3. It's not there. It's not there. It's there. So that's a caged 4. Boom. Now, I've only got 3 rows left. I must have a caged 3 in each of these rows. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. I've got 2 rows left. I've got to have 2 caged 2s. And that's a 1. And now hopefully, Sudoku, this is better. This one, hang on. That's a 1. I almost made a ricket. That's absolutely beautiful. That was beautiful. And quicker, thank goodness. Loved that. That was a snack. Copy kitten, not copycat. Right, not much grid furniture. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Each row, column and box contains 1 copycat cell. Each copycat cell contains a different digit. I can't remember how copyright cells work, or copycat cells. The value of a copycat cell equals the digit in the cell that is rotationally opposite it in the grid. E.g., if row 1, column 2 is a copycat cell, its value equals the digit in row 4, column 3. Good grief. So if the copycat equivalent of that is that, the copyright equivalent of that is that, etc. White spots divide a blue line into 2 segments. The values on both segments have the same sum. Okay, let's get cracking. Right. How could they? I mean, what we're being told here is that that one has the same value as that one. Well, that's only possible if one of those is one of these naughty copycat thingies. So these are all normal digits. And this is picking up the value of one of those 2 squares, is what we're being told there. One of those is a copycat. That's right, isn't it? Every row, column and box contains a copycat. Okay, well, how on earth does this work? Because right. Okay, here is something more obvious. This is a 4. And this is a 4 because it's natural. So it's not copycatted. Now, what's the minimum value you can make these 3 digits add up to? Now, if they all were natural digits, they would be 1, 2, 3. That's 6, which we can't make this add up to. So one of these is copycatted. Let's say the other two are the other two will be natural. Then there's only one copycat digit. So if we had a 1 and a 2 natural on this, then whatever the third digit was copycatted off and replaced by a digit 1. We could keep this down to 4. So that is 4. And this has 1 and 2 on. It has 1 and 2 on it, and a copycat, which is, the copycat's not that one, because then that would go there and it would break the line. Oh, that's good. Right. So this digit is natural. It is therefore 1 or 2, but there's a copycat here, which means that's the copycat in box 1. So that one takes the value of that one by copycat rules. So this digit is a 1, 2, or a 3 because it has the same value as, those two digits are the same, which is great. So that goes there by Sudoku. So that's a 3. That's ridiculous. Is that true? Oh, I love that. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay. Right. Remember we said that this 3-cell line here is made up of the natural digits 1 and 2 and a copycat cell. Well, this is the same as that digit, which can't be a 4. So that digit is 1, 2, or 3, and it can't be 1 or 2. So that's 3. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Right, if this was copycatting now, it would take a 3, and we know it needs to take a 1 or a 2. So that's the copycat digit. That's the natural digit. All of these become natural. This is a 1 or a 2. This is a 4, and it's borrowing the value of this digit, which is a 1 or a 2. We can see that's working by Sudoku now. Every copycat digit is different, isn't it? 4 goes here by Sudoku. So all the 4s in the puzzle are done. And all we've got to do now is figure out how the 1s and 2s resolve. Yeah, this 4 is copycatted, so that is not copycatted. So this is copycatted, therefore the 3 in the corner is copycatted. And we know that this needs a 1 to make this line work. So that's a 1, that's a 2. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That is 1. Yeah, I've got a different digit in every copy. That must be right. That's brilliant, isn't it? That is absolutely brilliant. Mini eggs. Oh, that's perfect for Easter. Okay, normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Each egg contains a different digit and sits inside a cage of orthogonally connected cells to be found. These cages don't overlap. The digit on an egg indicates how many cells make up its cage. Right. All the digits in a cage are a factor of its egg's digit. What? The chick is inside a cage. Sorry, I need to read these rules again. I think I took in some of them, but not all of them. Each egg contains a different digit. So these are all different. Sits inside a cage of orthogonally connected cells. Cages don't overlap. The digit on an egg indicates how many cells make up its cage. All the digits in a cage are a factor of its digit. And the chick is inside a cage. Alright, so the chick is in a cage with that egg. Because all of these, one of these is a 4. But all of the cages are orthogonal. So if this was a 4, You can't connect it to the chick within 4 because it would have to take 5, and the same is obviously true for these. So that is not a 1. That's a 2, 3, or a 4. Oh! No, 2, 3, or 4. So one of these is a 1. What on earth am I meant to do here? I'm sorry, I have not understood this rule set at all. So one of these contains a 1 and is just its own friend. And the one that contains a 2 is going to have size 2, and that's going to contain a 1. Because we can't put 2 2s there, for example. Sudoku will break that. So the egg that has a 2 in it has a 1 next to it. The one that contains a 3 has a I see. Right. One of these eggs has a 3 in it. And it's not the corner, I don't think, anymore. Because what factors can we put in the 3's cage? The factors of 3's can include 1. Let me just see that first. All right. 3. So we could go 3 and 1 are the only factors that work. So the cage that has 3 in it is going to go 3, 1. And then it's going to have to do a 3 again, because it must be exactly 3 big. So it's going to be a triomino that bends like this. 3, 1, 3. And it can't be here, because that would be the 3. It would go 3, 1, 3. It can't go 3, 1, 3, can it? Yeah, that's got to be it. That's the 3. It's the only one that can bend. Oh, but we don't know which way it bends. Bobbins. Yeah, this is 3. And it's either going to have a 1 here or a 1 here. And then that is some sort of cage here. There's a 1 in one of those 2 squares. I'm going to pencil mark it. I know it's a nonsense, but it's true. So this is not a size 3 cage. Now, yeah, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. How could this be a 1? It would see the 1 that I know exists in the 3's cage. So that can't be a 1. That is a 1. I hope so. That is a 1. This is the purple cage. This is its own cage sitting on its own. And this is a 2 or a 4. Well, it's not a 2. If that's a 2, that's got to be a 1 above it. So that's a 4 in the corner. That's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 1. So that's 3, 4. Oh, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. Sorry if you're getting sick of me doing that. I've done the puzzle, but I haven't done this one. The 4 egg has to... Yeah, it's got to have 1s, 2s, and 4s in it. So it's got to be that, I think. I think that's logical. Yeah. Beautiful. Very clever again. I'm nearly halfway through, but not quite. Quick hit. Let's see the rules of this one. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules. Digits along a beige hit line do not repeat. I can't remember how hit lines work. The number on a blue circle indicates or points to the first cell, position 1 along a hit line, and indicates the total of any digits that equal their position number along that hit line. So it's like an index line. Oh yeah, it's like an index line, and you count, but you only count the digits that are in the correct position. Oh, and there's an example. E.g., a line reading 1432 would have a hit total of 4, because the sum of the 1 and the 3, yeah, that's right, because the 1 is in position 1, the 3 is in the 3rd position, so it counts, and these are the only 2 digits that are in their correct positions. I do understand that. Right. So how does that work then? Because well, this can't be the sum of one number, can it? Because, say this was in the correct position, that would be a 2. And then that would be a 2 as well. So I've got to be adding at least 2 digits along here. I can't be adding 3 digits because then this would be too big. It would be a 1, 2 and a 3 adding up to 6, but this is only a 4x4 Sudoku. So, right, the possible positions along here are 1, 2 and 3, and I know I'm adding 2 of those digits together to make this digit. Well, I'm not adding those 2, because then that would be a 5. So I am adding the 1, and the 1 is in the correct position. And then this is a 3 or a 4, depending on which of these is correct. And if yeah, but the two can't go anywhere else but there, I don't think. If this wasn't 2, that would be 2. And then you couldn't, and then nothing works along the line, because nothing will be in the correct position, because that can't, yeah, because this can't be a 2, that's weird, So this is now 3, that's 4. And that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion, right, 1, 3, 2, 4. So this digit is saying, I know you could, I was going to say that can't be, oh, okay, this is correct. It's a 1. And the reason I can see that is that this total here, well, this is clearly in the incorrect position. That's the 3rd position. Both of these are wrong along this line. So this is either 3 made up of a 1 and a 2 in the correct position, or it's a 1 made up of a 1 in the correct position. So now this is a 1, so this can't be a 2. So this is a 3 or a 4. This is a 4, so this is probably where we look now, but let's just try and think about other things first. Right. So 4, how are we doing that? Though there's a 1 there, actually, by Sudoku, which is in the wrong position. Okay, so there is no correct 1 along this line. So we aren't summing 2 different numbers, are we? Because if we were, 2 plus 3 is more than 4. So we are only putting 4 here. 4 here by Sudoku. And now we've just got to make sure we get everything else wrong on this line. So this 3 has to be wrong. This is really clever. It's really clever. And that is, I'm just going to check this line. 4 is correct, 2 is wrong, 1 is wrong, 3 is wrong. I think that's okay. Feels right, doesn't it? It felt logical. Beautiful. Beautiful again. This is such a treat, isn't it? 16 Marty Sears puzzles. Now this one we've got diamonds. Reduced calories. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Divide the grid into yellow regions, bananas, and brown regions, chocolate. So this is choco banana or something. If a region contains more than one cell, the cells must be orthogonally connected. 2 regions of the same colour may not share an orthogonal edge, and digits may repeat within regions. Chocolate bars must be rectangular, squares are okay too. A digit in a brown diamond belongs to a chocolate bar and indicates how many cells it has. Every chocolate bar has a different size. Okay. A banana must not be square or rectangular, and a digit in a banana cell, I haven't got any banana cells. A digit in a banana cell indicates exactly how many banana cells contain that digit. What's this thing? A white chocolate button sits between 2 consecutive digits. Oh, so that's just a white crocky dot. What's this thing about the banana then? A banana? Does that mean if any cell is a banana, it sort of obeys the counting circles rule. That's interesting, because that caps out the number of banana cells. Anyway, let's get cracking on this one, because I'm just going to say, according to the rules, if 4 was in a banana cell, then all the 4s, the 4 4s in all the 4s in the puzzle would have to be in banana cells. So there are a maximum of 10. Oh, there is only 16 cells in the puzzle, so that's actually not very interesting. There are 16 cells in the puzzle. There's a maximum of 10 banana cells, because you could have 4 4s, 3 3s, 2 2s, and a 1 in banana cells. So there are at least 6 chocolate cells. Now, those two, are they allowed? Do we have to put a different diamond into every chocolate? Can they? Because there was something that said if you put a digit in a brown diamond belongs to a chocolate bar and indicates how many cells it has. So does that preclude that as being, oh, I haven't got brown. I'm going to have to, what should we make it? Orange? Okay, can that be, that's the most unappetizing chocolate. In fact, we'll make it a dark chocolate. There we go. Can that be a chocolate bar with both of these being 4s? You couldn't make the chocolate bar any bigger. So everything here would have to be, oh, the banana would be massive. Oh, I see. That's right. That's not possible. That's not possible because of the banana rule. Right. What I'm seeing there is, because I can't make any square or rectangle that has a diamond in it bigger than size 4, those would both be 4s. That's fine. That hasn't broken the world yet. But the banana shapes all have to not be rectangles or squares. So this is not good enough. So all of those are banana, definitely, but that can't be only banana because it's rectangular. So that has to extend. This has to extend, and now the puzzle's broken because of this column. Because there's a 4 banana cell. And that means all the 4s in the grid should be bananas, and they aren't. So that's wrong. Right, so what does that... So that means these are not connected. So those are both banana. Right. And that, okay, so this is great, because now this can't be a banana. That even can't be a banana. But that's the minimum size of banana. That's sort of, I don't know, that conforms to trade. It's bendy enough. What was it? There was some argument about how bendy your bananas were back in the day. I can't remember what it was. But that is a conceivable banana, but the banana could keep going. Yeah, okay, right. Right, these are a 1-2 pair. The way I'm seeing that is that each chocolate bar we're going to create has to be rectangular. So this one, it can't be of size 3 because it would bump into this chocolate bar and it wouldn't be rectangular, however we then drew it thereafter. So this one could be one, either is a tiny like morsel of chocolate, a very underwhelming mint or wafer's thin mint on the side of Mr. Creosote's plate. It's either that or it's a domino. The same is true of this. It can't bend, can it? So these have to be different. So this is a 1-2 pair, which means this is a chocolate bar that's much more substantial. This is sort of a Toblerone. Now, what does that mean? If I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I think it's something to do with... If that's a 2, how could that exist? Yeah, maybe it's as simple as that. If that's a 2-size chocolate, oh, hang on, sorry, like this. How do I build this chocolate at all? It has to be square or rectangular without bumping into this one, so it can't build. That's not going to work, is it? So this is banana, this is a 1, this is a 2, that's a chocolate, this is a banana. That's not the end of that banana. That's a 2 by Sudoku. So this is a 3, that's a 4. 4. That's 3 at the corner. That's 3 at the spotlight losing its precision. 4 is banana. So that can't be a 4 chocolate, because then there aren't 4 4s in banana cells. This is beautiful. It's weird, but beautiful. Right, that's a 3, so it must take that cell and one of those two to finish it off. So that's definitely banana. All the 4s in the puzzle. This is a 1. In fact, this is a 1 by Sudoku. That's a... Right, we can do Sudoku. Maybe Sudoku is what we're meant to do here. He says, desperately trying not to do Sudoku. Oh, we can. We can finish it with naughty old Sudoku. Okay, but we haven't finished the puzzle. All the 4s have to be bananas. So that's the chocolate. And is it necessarily the case? Yeah, that's banana, because otherwise it's locking a chocolate-shaped banana in the corner. So that's banana. And I think that's the puzzle. And it is. That took me longer. That was brilliant, though. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. Bat bun. Oh. It's... yeah, Marty, where are the Rat Run puzzles? Season 3. The world awaits. Right, let's read the rules of this. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Find a route from fangs, not finks, fangs, the bat to the bun. And it probably won't be that way. Fangs may not visit any cell more than once or pass through any cave walls, but may fly diagonally if there's a 2x2 space in which to do so. So it could fly diagonally there, or there, or there, or there. Nowhere else, I don't think. Adjacent digits along the route must sum to at least 6. That's huge. Digits separated by a black current have a 1:2 ratio. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Right, let's get cracking on this one. So, a difference of at least 6 is huge. You can't put 1 on the path at all, because even if you partnered up 1 with a 4, you'd only get to 5. So that explains why fangs just race along the top of the grid, because there will be a 1 in row 1, and that will break the path. Yes, right, I see. So we know no cell on the path is a 1. So these are from 2, 3, or 4, which means one of these is a 1. Now that means we can't go through. I'm just going to use the pen tool for a moment. We can't go through there, because if the path does take that crossing, it will touch a 1. And now the way that Fangs has to get from the left side of the grid to the right is through there. This is beautiful already. Now, what does that mean? Right, so if Fangs goes here now, Fangs has to do that, and now Fangs has visited every single cell in column 1, one of which will be a 1, and the puzzle will break. So Fangs must go there, and now can't go into this square, because then Fangs will have visited all the cells in column 2. So Fangs must go there, and now we know where the 1 is in box 1, which is here. This is beautiful. There's a 1 we're going to have to be careful about in here, because we can't bump into it from there. So these are 2, 3, and 4. Ah, I see. Yeah. Okay, look at this collection here. Now, if 2 and 3 was sequential upon the path, they would not add up to at least 6. So we have to. There has to be a 4 in that domino and that domino, and the only way that's achieved is by making that a 4. So we've got the same thing here, haven't we? If this was 2 or 3, Maverick's about to fly over. Probably chasing fangs. That's got to be a 4. Now there's a 4 on the blackcurrant. So this is a 2-4. So now this can't be a 2 because that would break this. So that's 4, that's 2, that's 3, that's 2, that's 2, that's 1. Oh, hang on, was that correct? That was correct. Sorry, I thought I was getting... Oh, that's a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Now we're going to finish this part. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not going to finish it. Okay, I thought we were, but we're not. We have to be careful. Although... Oh, I see. Yeah. So we have to get to the bun. Now, if from the bun we went here to this 2, our next move would break because we're going to go into 2 lower digit. So we have to go straight down, and therefore this square can't be a 1, and that resolves the deadly pattern. It doesn't tell us the overall structure. Oh, we have to go there to avoid a 1. And then we have to go there. So that's the structure. Absolutely brilliant. Isn't that brilliant? That is 4 minutes, 42 seconds of just total joy. I mean, how much joy can one man... Oh, did I not click on it? Sorry. Can one man deliver in 1 hour, 1 minute? Quite a lot, it turns out. Right, quick split. I recognise this shape, but I can't remember what it means. We've got normal Sudoku rules again, normal 4x4 Sudoku rules. Lines are divided into segments at split points to be located. Each segment along a line has the same sum, but this sum can be different for different lines. Digits may repeat along a segment if allowed by Sudoku, and the digit in a green cell indicates the number of split points along a line. So, well, let's get cracking and then we'll try and work out what the rules mean. So I can see that line adds up to 10. So whatever I put in here has to divide... Well, I think this must be a 1. I think. Because if it's a 2, I have to divide the line into 3 segments effectively. I can't divide 10 into 3 exactly. And anything bigger is going to be ludicrous. I mean, I suppose... No, anything bigger is ludicrous. This has to be 1. And now this line, and it sums to 10 because of the secret, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4 have to be in this box. Sorry if I lied it over that earlier. But the segment size now is 5, isn't it? It's 2 segments dividing 10 total digits, so each segment must be 5 long. So I think that has to be 1 and 4, and this is a 2-3 pair, so that's a 2-3 pair. This is a 1-4 pair. And what's this? This one is interesting. That can't be an odd digit, can it? It definitely can't be 1, because then this line will add up to 11. And you can't divide 11 in 2, because if you put 1 here, you're going to put 1 split in the line, so it's going to be 2 segments long. If you make this a 3, it's 13. That's prime. You can't divide it. So this is 2 or 4, and I bet it can't be 4. It can't be 4. It can't be 4, because then you're going to split this line into 5 pieces, and each piece would have to have the same value in it. So this is 2. Right, so that's 2, that's 3, this is 1 or 4. And now this line, its overall sum is 12, but it's divided into 3 pieces. So each piece has a value of 4, and that means that this is lovely. That's got to be a 2, because you can't put 1 and 2 here. It would have a value that's too high. So that's a 4. Oh, which is its own segment, and that's a 1-3 pair. And we're still not quite done, actually, because we've still got this. I was going to say this can't possibly be a 4. I presume that's true. This bottom line adds up to 18. 18 is not divisible by 5, so this is not a 4, this is a 1. That's 4, that's 1, that's 3, that's 4, that's 1, that's 3, and the puzzle's done, but I haven't split this line, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Oh, it does work. I thought this wouldn't work, because I realised it had to be, it's 18, so it's divided into 2 segments, each of value 9, and I looked there and I thought, oops, but no, it's perfect. It divides there, look. So let's do the dividers. There, 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 there. I think that's all of them. Yeah, it must be right. Yes, beautiful. Right, good. Stack 12. How many have we got? 16 altogether. Snack counter. Divide the grid into 4 orthogonally connected regions and fill the grid with the digits 1 to 4 so that each digit appears once in each row, column and region. So this is like a chaos construction. The digit on a cookie indicates exactly how many cookies contain that digit. Okay. The digit on a plate indicates the number of cookies in its region. So there are 4 plates, only 2 of which have cookies. Okay. Right. So, digit on a cookie indicates how many cookies contain that digit. So 10. But okay. So right. So I think what this is telling us is that because there are 10 cookies, if I put a 4 on a cookie, there are 4 cookies that have 4. A 3 on a cookie means 3 cookies have 3, etc. So because there are 10 cookies, I must have a 4, 3, 2, and 1 on the cookies. And that means as there are 4 4s on cookies, the 4 in row 1 must be cookied and must be there. Yeah, okay, and then I can change tack and I can say there is a 1 indubitably on a cookie in row 3, and that is the only one that's allowed to be on a cookie. So in that row, that's a 1. There must be a 1 in one of those squares. And now the 2 2s on cookies. There's a 2 in one of those on a cookie. There's a 2 in one of those on a cookie. So in this row, 2s are off cookies, so this is a 1 2 pair, this is a 3 4 pair. Let's get rid of the silly pencil marks that I just put in. Okay, and I've got to put... okay, that's going to get more difficult now. I mean, 1 2 3 and 4 in that row, yeah, sure. And 2 3 4 there, I suppose that's a 2 or a 3. Okay, what do the plates do? A digit on a plate indicates the number of cookies in its region. The number of cookies in its region. So if you had a plate, well, we do have a plate with a 1 on it, that's got 1 cookie. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it's going to have to bend round there. I suppose it could do that. There's no requirement for the shape, is there? Apart from it's orthogonally connected. Okay, and there's going to be a 2 cookie. I see, right, so these 3 squares here are part of those regions. Because the 1 cookie, the 1 plate, sorry, the plate with 1 on it has 1 cookie and 3 blanks, if you like. Or 2 blanks and a plate, so possibly those. The 2 has 2 cookies, a plate, and a blank. So that's going to be the... So all of these blanks belong to these 2 cookies. And So that cell, right, let's think about that cell. So that cell has to belong to one of those two. It can't belong to that because it can't get to it. So it must belong to that. Now, how does it get to it is the question. Does it do that or does it do that? Is the whole grid is divided? So if it did do that, that's a region. And that would be a 2. And if that's a 2, I don't think, okay, so this one, oh no. Oh, there are, actually I'm now not sure. I know that, could that be a region? That would be a 1, that would be a 2, that would be a region. Maybe it's all L tetrominos or something. Can you repeat a digit? No, you can't repeat a digit in a region, can you? So if... No, so that... Okay, you see that is... I mean, I can see that's not possible to be a region because you couldn't put 2 in it. Sorry, you couldn't put 1 in it because that would be a 2. And now 1 can't go here where it would need to go. So, okay, it's going to be something to do with the law of leftovers and possible regions. Okay, no, this is important. This is important because purple in the corner is part of this, but we know this is either part of purple or this one. We've just proved it can't be part of this one. So that has to be purple. I don't know about that one. So this is part of green now. So this is the 1, because it's only got 1 more cell to find. So this is a 2. So 1 in the top row has to go there by Sudoku, because neither of those can be a 1 or they would repeat in the purple region. Now, is this okay? So that's a 1 by Sudoku. I mean, that's true. I mean, we might as well, let's label up all of the 1s as being in different regions. I might as well do that. Actually, the red is quite close I'll make that black because the red is quite close to the cookie color. Now, I keep feeling with this puzzle that I haven't understood all the rules. I haven't... A digit in a cookie. Oh, gosh, yeah, these are plates as well. Oh, sorry. Hang on, what does the plate mean? Oh, this is enormously important. Yeah, okay, sorry. Okay. I could have done this, couldn't I, straight away? Because each plate has a different digit in it, and therefore they must be part of different regions. So this has to bump into blue now. This was a lot easier than I made it. I just didn't realise how the rules worked. Okay, so now those 2 are both green, and right, now all I have to do is the irregular Sudoku. Okay, so this is a 2-3 pair. Okay, that digit is in the corner here, and therefore, and that's by Sudoku, by the way, because it can't go here and it can't repeat in blue. So those are the same digit, and then where is that digit in column 3? It's got to be there. So both of those are 4s, and therefore that's the 4 in row 3. So that's a 3. This is a 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, and I made a Horlicks of that. But, okay, but we did it. We did it. I just didn't realise I didn't realise that the plates were quite as powerful as they were. And so I got it totally and utterly wrong. Now, nothing to see here. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. One of the digits 1 to 4 to be determined is inactive and gets ignored by any line it appears on. Active digits along the pink Renban line form a non-repeating consecutive set which can appear in any order. Okay, any two active digits on the yellow Nabna may not be consecutive or the same. The blue line is divided by a box border into two segments. It certainly is. The active digits on both segments have the same sum, and that is all the rules. Okay, so right, so the inactive digit here can't be on the line because, well, if it's here, those two digits would add up to 0, and if it's one of these two, then the other digit would be the same as this digit, so that is a naughty digit. That is inactive. Now, again, okay, this, right, so these are all normal digits. These are all normal digits. Now, is it possible that 1 is not involved in this sum? No, because then this would be 2, 3 adding up to at least 5. So 1 is definitely here. And we're either adding 1 and 2 together to get 3, or we're adding 1 and 3 together to get 4. Now, how do we do that line then? That's a natural digit, because we know that whatever this one is the crucial one. This is 2, 3, or 4. And then now, hang on. This Nabna thing can't have consecutive. It can't have consecutive digits on it. Right. This has got 2 naughty digits on it. Because if you think about let's just imagine, visualize the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4 in front of you. And how many inactive digits could we possibly put on here? Well, because we could put 2, couldn't we, if those 2 were both inactive? But I can only... Hang on. So I must... So I'm going to have 2 active digits on this yellow line. And those digits can't be the same, and they can't be consecutive. So they could be like 1 and 3, or 1 and 4, or 2 and 4. So they're going to have... We're going to have 1 digit from 1 and 2 that's real on the line, and 1 digit from 3 and 4 that's real on the line, and 2 naughty digits. We can't possibly have 3. You can't have 3 different digits that are going where none are consecutive. You just can't. So they have to be. These digits are the same as this digit, and now that digit in the corner is whatever this naughty digit is. And that's on the Renban. So these 3 digits, all right, so okay, so these 3 digits on the Renban are consecutive. So they're either 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4. So this digit is extreme in the sequence. It's either 1 or 4 that's being left off the sequence. And therefore, given we know it's that digit, we know it's 4. So those are all ridiculous. All those are 4s. That's a 3. That's a 1, 2 pair. That's a 3. This is a 1, 2. This is a 1, 2. This is a 3, which is putting a lot of pressure on this digit. That's now got to be a 1, because it can't be consecutive or the same as a 3. So that's 1, that's 2. This is 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Yep, yep, yep. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. That was fascinating. What a brilliant puzzle. Okay, little zipper. Zipper, I like zippers. Normal 4x4 Sudoku. Every row, column, and box contains one pseudo cell. I can't remember how they work. Each pseudo cell contains a different digit. The value of a pseudo cell equals its row number plus its column number, regardless of the digit in the cell. The value is equal. Right, okay. Okay. So if that was a pseudo cell, it's in row 3, column 3, and that would have the value of 6, which is higher than the value it could obtain naturally, which would be 4. Okay, I understand. Values an equal distance from the center spot of the zipper line sum to the value on the center spot, which is this one. Right, so what that means is whatever this is, those two are at equal distance away. The problem is that we don't know whether either of those is one of these pseudo cells. So those two, then it would go those two, then those two, no, those two, and those two. Okay, but we are told that one digit in there is pseudo and one digit in there is pseudo. But I suppose we don't know whether they're opposite one another on the line, do we? And these are in. Okay, so this is pseudo. This is pseudo. Because, and the way I'm seeing that is that one of these digits is pseudo. Don't know. Let's say it was this one. That is in row 1, column 3, which has a value of 4. And that's going to be row 1, column 4, which has a value of 5. That's going to have a value of 5, and that's going to have a value of 6. It's row 2, column 4. So we're adding at least a 4 to at least a 1, meaning this is at least a value of 5. So it has to be pseudoed. And now none of those are pseudoed. So there's a pseudo in one of those and a pseudo in one of those. Now that's even worse for the pseudoness of the world. Well, in fact, hang on, that's pseudoed, so I know what it is. It's 6. Right, let's put 6 in the corner. That is the value we have to get along this line. So it's a bit like the other puzzle, the bat one, with fangs, in the sense that we can't involve. Oh no, I'm wrong. Well, no, I'm right in that you can't involve 1 in a natural pair, because 1, 4 would only add up to 5. So those two can't be 1s. But here, you could have 1s if it was opposite, like a whopping great pseudo cell. Right, so how do we do this? But hang on, in fact we have to have 1s. Because if that, yeah, this can't be pseudoed. Because that is a 6 already. It's in row 2, column 4. Aha, I see. So that is a pseudo. That's row 1, column 4. Has the value of 5. So the opposite cell, which is that one, has to be a 1. And this is a pseudo. And that's again, its opposite number has to be a 1. And now 1 goes in there, although that doesn't matter, because this has a value of 6. It doesn't matter. Do all of the pseudo cells have to have different values? Yeah, in fact we know that's a pseudo cell now, don't we? So we know where all the pseudo cells go. So we know that has a value of 4. It's in row 2, column 2. So that cell, which was its opposite on the line, is a 2. So this is a 3-4 pair. This is a 2. This is a 3-4 pair. This is a 3 or a 4. Those 3 or 4 have to be different. Each pseudo cell contains a different digit. So that is a 2. This is a 3-4 pair. This is a 2. This is a 3-4 pair. Now somehow we've got to figure this out. What does this mean? I know. Those two have to have a value of 6. So that does the 4s and the 3s, doesn't it? It's really low. Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't quite do it. This one is a problem. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. It's 2. That's a 3. And that's another 3 in the corner here. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. 15 we're up to now. So we've only got 2 to do. Mini fingers. Okay, normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Both fingers have lost a gold ring. It's a bit macabre, isn't it? Can you find them? The 2 rings both contain different digits and are not located in the same row, column or box or anywhere on a finger. The digits A, B, C along a finger reading towards the fingertip, so the C goes on the fingertip, indicates that row A, column B contains that finger's missing gold ring, which contains the digit C. Oh, good grief. E.g., let's do the example. 314. That doesn't get a song. Would indicate row 3, column 1. So these are the coordinates. So that digit would be a 4. And this would be the gold ring for this finger. Okay, well, I sort of understand that. So how do we do that? So where are the gold rings? The gold rings are... They're in different... No, they've got different digits. Are in a different row, column or box from the other one. And they are not anywhere on a finger. Right, so where's that one? Oh, that's a bad colour. Where's this digit? Because that digit is on a gold ring somewhere in the puzzle. Because this is the indexed digit. Well, it's not there. It can't be on a finger. We're told that. And if it's there, then the coordinate of that digit is row 4, column 4. I can't do that. 4, 4, 4, 4. It won't work. It's not on a finger, so it's not there. So it's somewhere in there. That's actually going to be hopeless, is it? Oh, botheration. So all we know is it's in row 3 or 4. And it's in column 1 or 2. And I don't know its value. I'm so sorry. Oh, bobbins. Okay, so where's that one? Let's work out that one. We'll make that blue. Again, I suppose that can't be here, can it? Yes, okay, this one's better. This one's better because we're told it can't be in the same region as the other gold ring, which is in there. So it's not in there. It's not in row 4, column 4, because that can't be 4 and that can't be 4. So it's in one of those 2 cells, which is no, it's row 2. Hang on. It can't be row 2, column 2, because that would be a 2. So it must be row 2, column 1. Which means it is a 3 or a 4. This is a 1-2 pair. These 2 digits are now no longer the gold ring. So the gold ring is in column 2 now here. So this is 2, this is 2, this is ridiculous. This is 1. This is 3 or 4. Now, so there's a 2 in one of those. And I know where it is by Sudoku. Oh, good grief. I mean, this is just ridiculously clever. Not of me, obviously. So that is in row 4. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Whoopsie, I did the order wrong there. So that tells us that's the 3. It's mesmerising. Just mesmerising. The final snack. Here we go. 316 people have done this one. 8 spots. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Draw 4 lines, each starting and ending at a different turquoise spot. Right, that's why there's 8 spots. Okay. Lines must each occupy at least 3 cells, may move orthogonally or diagonally, and may not branch, cross each other, or share any cells with each other. Any 2 adjacent digits along a line have the same difference. Any 2 adjacent digits along a line have the same difference. The difference value is different for all 4 lines. Right. The spot with the diamond indicates the difference value along its line. Okay, so being used to Marty Sears puzzles, I can immediately tell you something about this puzzle, which is this. There are 4 different lines, each of which has the same difference, and we're only using the digits 1 to 4. So if we had a 1 and a 4 on a line, that would have a difference of 3. So 3 is the maximum difference we can create, but we have to have 4 different differences. So we can have a difference of 3, a difference of 2, a difference of 1. What's the other difference? It's going to have to be a difference of 0, and a difference of 0 can only be created by having the same digit on the line. Right, so, and the lines are at least 3 long. So one of these turquoisey things joins to another turquoisey thing with at least, it's going to have to be a diagonal line because of Sudoku rules. It looks to me like it's going to have to be there, because you're always going to have to, every time the line moves, it must move into a different box and into a different row or column. So we're looking for that doesn't work because this wouldn't be different from that. I don't think there's any other option. That is how one of the lines must move. Now the interesting thing there is that those digits therefore are all the same, and by Sudoku that digit goes in the corner. Now, having said that, so this is the difference of 0 line. Now, do we get to put in any digit to represent that? Any 2 digits. The spot with the diamond indicates the difference value on its line. So that's not on this line, so it's not a 0. It can't be a 3 in the corner, actually. Unfortunately, no song for that cell. The reason for that, it can't be 4. Obviously, there are no 4 difference lines. It can't be 3 because the 3 difference is created by a 1-4 pair. That's the only way you can create it. So that's a 1 or a 2, and it's going to have to join to one of those 3 with differences of 1 or 2. So if it was a 1, it would have to join to a 2. And if it's a 2, it would have to join to a 4. So there's always a 2 on the line, because either that is a 2 or the 1 joins to a 2. So A is not a 2. A is 1, 3 or 4. Oh, I tell you what. A is 3. That's beautiful. Yeah, because let's go back to how we're going to create differences of 3s. The difference of 3 lines, I have no clue where it is in the puzzle, but it's going to be an oscillation of 1s and 4s. It's definitely going to have 1s and 4s on it. So if we were to hypothecate either 1 or 4 to this collection of digits, that's not going to work. Unless that sort of pattern is... No. Ooh, I nearly made an error there. because I suddenly realised if this square was a 1 or a 4 and could be part of a sequence that would be going something like 1, 4, 1, it would work. But it can't be because it goes in the corner. So, you know, however you did it, you get too many 1s and 4s in box 1. That's really beautiful. So this is a 3 in the corner. All of those are 3s. That's 3 in the corner, 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Now, okay, well that's great. This one can't go directly there because it would be too long, wouldn't it? So that one's definitely going there. Probably there. Actually, I don't know. It's actually got several different options, so that's total nonsense what I was about to say. Oh, this one's harder. I mean, it's the last one, so I'm not surprised. I'm not sure I've completely got my head around the rules either. I mean, this is a rules festival. Okay, so what else can we say? How is it going to work on the difference of 2 line? Because that's going to have 4s on it. Because it can't be 1s and 3s. Oh, could it be? No, it can't. It's the same point. Yeah. Imagine there was a line where the difference of 2 was created by odd digits going 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. How's that going to work? It's got to be at least length 3. So if it ever goes in the corner, it would be surrounded by double 1, however it would work. So it doesn't go into the corner. So the line that has a difference of 2 on it is going to be a 2, 4 line. So it's going to have to wobble, is what we've just learned. So the 1, 4 line has to wobble, and the 2, 4 line has to wobble. What I mean by wobble is, say this was the 2, 4 line. It can't just go straight across. I mean, not only because of that 3, but because it would go 2, 4, 2 again. Or 1, 4, 1 again. It can't do that. It's going to have to wibble wobble around. So maybe that one has to go to there. I'm not sure. Okay, so how does the difference of 1 line work? It's going to have to go well. It's very difficult for it to use 3 unless it uses this one. So it might have to wobble as well. I'm not sure. Oh, here's a tiny point. No, it's better. It's better. It's it's really clever, Marty. It's really clever. Right. So what we do is we say, where does this line go? Now, does it go there? Now, if it did that, what line are we going to make it? Because it can't be a consecutive line now, because it's got the digits 1, 2, and 4 on it. So it can't have the difference of 1. It can't have the difference of 2, because it would have to go 1, 4, 1. I mean, the digits would be 1, 2, 4, wouldn't they? Same with that. The digits are 1, 2, 4. They do not have a common difference, so that has to do that. And now, this one can't cross to get to that one. So this one is bumping into this one, but it can't go directly, so it does that. And this one has to come down here, and it either does that or that. But now 3 is on this line, so this must be the consecutive line. That's the only way it can work, because the other lines are 2s, 4s, and 1s, 4s. So this has got to be that's using 2 and 4 then to be consecutive. This is a 1, so this must be the 1, 4 line. So that's got to go 1, 4, 1. That's a 2. So this is going to be the 2, 4 line. It's got to have a difference of 2 on it. So hopefully this just resolves now. I think it's just going to resolve. 2, 1, 2, 1, 4. And this line is the only one, but we can see that if it goes into the corner, this has a difference of 2. It works. This has a difference of 3. This has a difference of 1. And that has a difference of 0. That is beautiful. What a beautiful... Congratulations, you finished all the snacks. That last snack was you know... it was more than a waffle thin mint at the end of a meal. I'm absolutely stuffed. No, I wasn't stuffed. I had enough room. I ate it. And I am now replete. Marty, that was just a genius collection of puzzles. I loved that. It's a long video. Apologies, but any of you who are still with me now, I hope you enjoyed what is a cornucopia of Easter treats from one of the best constructors in the world. I absolutely loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.